In this video I'm going to show you how to make the wild rose pattern of Priscilla number 1. So I'm making it in number 80 thread, and we're also going to need some cord. So I can prepare the cord in advance. I'm making 4 strands of number 10 cord. And that way we have it ready. So the first thing we're going to do is make the center ring. There are 2 ways you can do that. You can either make a ring using the thicker thread as a cord and then crochet around that, or you can make the ring straight out of the fine thread you're using. So I'm choosing this crochet hook as the size of my ring. You need to adapt the size of your ring to the thread you're using. This is the same rose made in number 10 thread, and for the center ring I used a battery, a small AA battery, or I think a AAA battery, one of the 2. So for this one I'm using a crochet hook, and I'll make 15 turns. I very gently slip it off the end of the hook, and now I fill the ring with single crochet. When you've gone all the way around, make a slip stitch in the first single crochet. I'll cut this bit of thread. And now we're going to make picots all along the edge of this ring, but we're going to do it only in the front loop. So chain 7, and then make a slip stitch in the front loop of the next stitch, and chain 7 again, and again only in the front loop. So when you look round the back, you will see the back loop. That's going to be for the next row. So chain 7, picot all along the edge. So once you've made the picots, you're going to have to work at the back of the work. And if you look at the back, you'll be able to see the back loops of the previous row. So on this one that's larger, you can see what needs to be done. So what we need to do is first chain 3, that counts as a double crochet, chain 2, and make a double crochet in the next stitch, which is the little loop behind the picots. And you need to go all the way around, and you need to make 19 double crochets. So it could be that you've got more stitches on the previous row, so you might have to skip a few. What I tend to do is to do the first 8 or so, and then I see how much space I've got left. So double crochet, chain 2, and you work behind the frill. So here I have 9 double crochet and the 1 3 chain 1, so I'm about halfway round, so I'll carry on in the same vein, the same distance. Now it's time to bring in the cord. So I attach the cord, and in each 2 chain space I make 3 single crochet. So once you've worked your way around, I make a slip stitch in the first single crochet, and then I adjust the cord. So this is what you've got. We're now going to start on the petal, and for that you're going to drop the cord The petals are formed by first making the inner mesh and then putting a border with cord around it. So what we're going to do is chain 3 and single crochet into the next stitch. Chain 3 again, single crochet into the next stitch. Do that until you have 9 loops. So once you've got the 9 3 chain loops, chain 4, turn the work and make a single crochet in the first loop, and now chain 3 and make a single crochet in the next loop to the end. And you do that till you have 7 rows. So that's the second row done. Turn, chain 4, single crochet in the first loop, chain 3, crochet along. So basically what you're doing is these rows. Once you've done your 7 rows, pass the ball through the loop and now leave a 1 or 2 stitch gap and make a little loop in the thread and pull, and you can start again. Make sure that the thread between the top of the first petal and the first chain in the second petal is long enough, so it has to be longer than the petal itself. That'll be crocheted in with the cord. So after that you make the second petal the same as the third, so 9 3-chain loops in 7 rows. So you can see we've got a loop from the wire. We haven't broken the wire. If you're not sure about this, break the thread and start again for the next petal. Do this until you have 5 petals. Now if the stitches don't come out completely correctly, what I tend to do is I make 3 petals and then I see how many stitches I've got left, and then I rearrange the 2 last stitches accordingly. So once we've got the 5 petals done, we're going to do the edge with the cord. So the cord comes out between the first and the last petal, and we're just going to join up at the bottom. What we're going to do is make a scallop, and at the top we'll make 1 scallop in each hole, but along the sides we're going to make a scallop over 2 holes. The scallop consists of 1 single crochet, 3 double crochet, 1 single crochet. So I bring the cord, the thread down, and again I make sure there's a wide piece left. And then over the cord I'm going to spread out the scallop. So 1 single, 1 double, another double, 3 doubles and a single, the next hole, single, two doubles, another double into the next hole, and a single. So you're basically spreading the scallop out over the edge. So the next hole I'll do another single, a double, and another double, another double in the next, and then a single. So now I've reached the top row. So in each loop there I'll be making a single, 3 doubles and a single. So that's the top done. I give the cord a bit of a tug to make sure that it's smooth, and now along the side I'm doing the same as I did on the first side. So I'm going to be spreading out the scallop over 2 holes, so 2 rows. So if you notice, I'm crocheting over the thread as well. Here I'm at the end and there's only 1 hole, so I'm just going to put in a few singles in there, and then in the stitch between the 2 petals I make a slip stitch. I do this so that it isn't too thick, and then I adjust the petal so that it'll lie flat. As you work, as you put the border on, you'll see that the petals start overlapping. So I always try to make them overlap just in one direction. Once you've done all 5 petals, it's time to put the small rings on. The small rings will go on the inner edge of the petals. So I'll make a separate video to show you how to make these very, very small rings. And you just sew them on. You need about 12. So here's one that was already made, that I've already sewed the rings onto.